Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be game 3 of a 3-game tournament at Atomic Empire. We're going to have Orcs and Goblins versus Warriors of Chaos, and this is going to be a meeting engagement. And for this scenario, the meeting engagement, the one special rule we're going to have is that the general and his unit can always start on the table. They don't have to roll for reserve. And I think this is good because some armies really can't function without their general, especially early on. Let's have a real quick look at my army, a real speedy look. It's the same as the last 2 games. I feel like I have a lot of the tools I can try to deal with the Warriors army, so I'm real hopeful for this, even though I've never beat this guy before. We'll take a look at his army. He's one of the people who's also going to be practicing for an ETC tournament, so he's bringing an ETC list. So you're not going to see a lot of the things you'll see usually with Warriors. He's not going to have a Demon Prince. He's not going to have any Chimeras. He's going to have a lot of real fast mounted things. But I still feel like I have a good handle on this with my trolls and my doom divers and everything. So I'm real hopeful for this. We'll take a couple quick looks at my deployment. I'm going to win table sides. I'm going to choose this side of the table because if you see that real like seated sphinx kind of statue there, it's supposed to be impassable, and I wanted to be able to have that on my side so that for some reason he couldn't hide any of his guys behind that where I really couldn't get to it. There's been a lot of impassable terrain on this table. There's actually a giant like skull in the middle of the table somewhere, and my opponent asked if we can remove that, and I was fine with that because there was like five impassable terrain pieces on the table, and but taking that off, there's still 4. Um, it's a big disadvantage to deploy first when you have to deploy your entire army, and then your opponent can deploy counter you because his army is so much faster than mine, so that I can't really react to him the way he's going to be reacting to me, and he gets to see my entire deployment. Now the funny thing is going to be here is that I had like 5 pictures of my deployment, and I don't have a single picture of his deployment. This is right here is just the little vanguard. The only vanguard I do is these wolves coming up forward. I don't know why I don't have a picture of his deployments, but you'll see in the first turn he's gonna steal initiative away from me. That's gonna make this even worse. I felt like I had a lot of good things I could do on my start of my turn, but he's gonna steal the initiative, and it's gonna ruin every plan I had. And so this is gonna be the end of his first turn, and you can already see him steal initiative. It's already created a disaster for me. Let's start with what he does. He charges his chariot, and I think he tried to charge his warriors as well at my trolls, but only the chariot makes it. I had those wolves up. I was planning on moving them all the way up in front of his skull crushers. But without having first turn, he was able to charge wolf riders. I had to flee because I didn't want him to overrun right into my savages to start off with. Then he was able to put one of his dog units on my mangler that was going to take out probably both his wolf dog units. He was able to charge his other dog unit out of my spirit chucker, kill them, and then overrun right into the flank of my savages. So this is horrible. Also, in Magic, he's going to get, with the Final Transmutation, with Irresistible. My savages, he kills 13 of them, as you can see, to start off with. So they're really damaged. His Hellcat's going to run directly on my bunker. I kill like 15 or so Night Goblins. That's horrible. Oh, and even the worst thing is that I'm only going to put 3 wounds on his chariot with my troll, so I'm not going to be able to reform to be a little bit better to keep his skull crushers from coming in my flank if I pursue these dogs off the table. So everything's going his way. Alright, my turn 1. Alright, I'm gonna really do nothing in Magic, and my shooting is going to be completely ineffective against the skull crushers. I think I do maybe 1 wound to 1 skull crusher with all my shooting. He had also charged in the picture up here. He had charged my wolf riders off to start with one of his mounted units, and he's going to destroy them and run them off the table. And he's going to be off the table with that mounted marauder unit. It did. I'm only going to kill 4 dogs in combat out of the 5, so I have to pursue. And I'm going to pursue right off the table because, like, when I reform the face, the dogs, I'm already off the table by like an inch. So I actually thought that was actually better for me because I was going to get charged by the skull crushers, and I'd rather not have that happen yet, because it's a fairly long charge for him to get the flank with his Skull Crushers, my troll. So I'd rather him do that than charge my depleted savages right off the bat like this. I'd rather get another round of shooting, hopefully, at his Skull Crushers. But this is a very, very bad start for me. And here's the first picture I have at the top part of the table. You can see things aren't even going well up there. If you look at my pump wagon way up there, behind that impassable terrain, it rolled double ones, and it went in a random direction, so it didn't hit the amount of marauders that were right in front of it. Instead of it went in the opposite direction, nothing's going right. And I still didn't even kill that chariot. So now when he charges into me, he doesn't have to have 4 trolls fighting his big character bus, but only 3 trolls, because 3 trolls are already fighting the chariot. So nothing is going right. Nothing. Alright, so Warrior's turn 2, and he charges his character bus on into my trolls. He tries to charge the Skull Crushers, but they fail. So that was pretty good. But I'm still in I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble here, even though I have a troll horde, because only 9 of the trolls are gonna be able to face his character bus, and some have 9 trolls wasted fighting one chariot that has 1 wound left on it. So things are not looking good at all. And so this is in turn 2, and you can see what a disaster this is. I don't even think he gets much in magic or shooting. He doesn't really need to. Uh, he's going to get another Hell Cannon shot right on my bunker again. You can see I'm almost completely depleted on my bunker. Alright, and in combat, he's got a burning head on his level 2 metal. And so he's going to do 1 wound with that. But that doesn't really matter, because he killed 1 troll before, even when I had regen, and he killed another troll without the regen. But the problem is going to be that I'm going to do my vomits, and I'm only going to put 1 wound on his metal guy. I'm going to destroy the chariot where I have 9 trolls fighting it. So finally. And then I'm going to put 1 wound on his battle standard bearer, because he has a 3+ ward. So even after the vomits, he still has 3+ ward. So, and then I'm going to put 1 wound on his champion. No, not on him with a wound on champion. I failed to wound a champion. So my stomps are going to kill, I think, 1 warrior. So I'm only going to have 4 wounds. I'm not going to be steadfast. I'm going to lose, I think, by 3 or 4. I'm going to break and run off the table. The only good thing here is he does not pursue into my bunker, but I am in dire, dire straits here, and we're only at the top of turn 2. Alright, so my turn 2, and I basically lost the game, but I do have a chance to get 2nd place. I need to get probably 7 or 8 points, I'm hoping, to secure 2nd place, depending on what happens on the next table. So I still have to keep playing this out. I can't just concede. So this, I think, is a good way to show how I think 20-0 is better than the win-loss we were playing, because I would have conceded by now if we were playing win-loss. And this way, I'm still fighting it out and still trying to do something, trying to learn from what I can do for the rest of this game. So my savages come on the table. I start trying to hide my characters as best I can. I march my BSB out of the Night Goblins into the savages. I could not march my general out. He couldn't fit into the savage, so I march him behind that impassable big train piece. And I'm going to get my Night Goblin shaman all the way around on the flank of the warriors there, just to get him out of the way. I'm actually going to do a little bit here in shooting and magic. Well, magic doesn't really do anything. I try to do a headbutt on his level 4. I don't wound. I get a foot of Gork off, but he scrolls it. So all I have is, I still have my Fist of Gork that I just did in turn 1 on my Savage Shaman here. And so then in shooting, I am going to kill 2 Skull Crushers. And my Mangler's going to wipe out one of his mounted Marauder units. So that's something. Okay, Warrior's turn 3. He's going to charge his depleted Skull Crushers at my Savages. He forgets that I have the card there that has Fist of Gork still on my Shaman. His magic, he's going to do some kind of thing to my Great Shaman that does like 2d6 hits or something. And he's going to put 2 wounds on my Great Shaman, so my Great Shaman's almost dead, but he barely does survive. And then his shooting, his Hell Cannon is going to misfire and kill all the handlers. So now we go into combat. Thanks to my Great Shaman, I'm going to wipe those Skull Crushers out, and I'm going to reform to face his character bus, which had reformed to face my Savages anyway. you can tell I've only got 24 savages left. So I have a tough time. Basically, I just want to try to go in there and assassinate his BSB or his metal guy or something. Just try to get points, just to try to pull out second place. So Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Charge my savage zone into that character bus. I'm just trying to assassinate things. I mean, I can't hide my savages, so I might as well charge whether be charged. So just to try to get something. I'm gonna do pretty good in going into shooting again. Actually, yeah, my shooting. I'm gonna wipe out his hell steeds, and then I think I'll put a foot of Gork onto his level 4 sorcerer and kill it. So I've got a good amount of points there, and I'm also going to wipe out his other unit of mounted marauders with another doom diver. So I've got a good little chunk of points there. Now I have the combat here, and this is pretty bad. I'm gonna all these savage attacks. Oh, in Magic, he saved all his dice. The reason I was going to get those spells off, he saved his dice to dispel Fist of Gork. So we're going to go into combat here. I'm going to put 15 of all 15 attacks I can on his BSB. I'm only going to get 2 hits. I need him 4s to hit. I'm not going to do any wounds. I don't do a single wound to him at all with all my savage attacks here. Not a single wound. Plus my BSB. Not a single wound to him. He's going to kill a bunch of my guys, and he's going to break these guys and run them down. I don't have a picture of that. This is actually my last picture I have of the game. We play another turn, but he's going to run down my savages. So, but we're going to play it out another turn because I'm trying to get points. And let me explain what happens in the rest of the game. Basically, on his 4th turn, he's going to reform and face like my Doom Diver, and he doesn't have his level 4 anymore. I think he doesn't even really do anything. And then on my turn 4, I'm going to get a Foot of Gork off with Irresistible onto his character bus. Direct hit. I'm not going to do a single wound. I have a direct hit. It was a miscast, and I'm going to roll the 7, so it's going to make no damage to my Shaman. And so then, but before that, I rolled to see what Gork could do again, and I rolled a 1, and he put the foot on my Shaman again. Luckily, it scattered off, so luckily my general's going to survive that, but I don't do a single wound, so we decided to go ahead and add up the points then. And at this point it was 13-7, but we know that if we play 5th turn, we just play it out on turn 5. He'll destroy my Doom Diver. That'll make it 14-6. So we just say after 5 turns, it's a 14-6 victory for the Warriors. Because I'm just going to hide what little I have left for the rest of the game. And all he really has is the character bus. I mean, he can probably kill my Night Goblins, but that'd still make it a 14-6. It wouldn't change anything. So we just end the game there, and it's going to be a 14-6 victory for the Warriors. And so this winds up with 14-6, and like I was saying, I needed to get about 8 points, or maybe 9 points, to get 2nd place. Because while we're adding this score up to see whether we should go ahead and play out turn 5 with everything in turn 6, the vampire guy I played in game 1 gets a 20-0 victory, so the only way that I can get 2nd place is by getting 8 points. I'm 700 points down now, or something like that down. So I need to get around 500 points just to get to a 12-8. And even if I kill his BSB and his level 2 from his character bus, I'm still not going to get enough points. So there was no point in playing it out. So I do like the way I played at the end there. Getting some points and getting some things, and I do like the 20-0 scoring system because it made me play it out instead of just quitting. And so by playing it out, I was able to kill a few things here and there, and I think that's helpful even for Brawler Bash, where you need to constantly kill things and not just give up. So I saw some ways to get points, even though I still got slaughtered. I still saw a way to pick up points here and there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed playing these 3 games. I've never beaten this guy before. He's been playing since he's like 12 years old. I've lost to him terribly every time we played. One day his reign of tyranny against me is going to end, though. One day. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.